Hello, podcasters, and welcome to another episode of the Deep Time Podcast, and the first podcast episode of 2020.
Again!
Oh my god, I keep saying 20. I can't accept 2021 as a thing. Okay, take 3. Hello, podcasters, and welcome to another episode of the Deep Time Podcast, and the first podcast episode of 2021. Yay!
Yeah.
Happy New Year!
Yay!
Hopefully it's
What are you singing?
I have no idea.
It started out like the fucking bridal march, but then just became Star Wars.
Sounds like the American anthem.
I mean, yeah, let's sing it the last time before America ultimately breaks apart.
So yeah, a new year and a softcore update to the podcast, as you can tell by our new logo.
Yeah, done by
Beautiful,
us.
isn't it?
So not exactly our new logo, but we are trying out something new for the format, which will allow us to do probably much more content and hopefully perhaps more educational, informative content as well. Hopefully, as it should give us a bit more freedom in sharing images and all that. Namely, but we'll keep the technical details a mystery. It's our trade secret, right, guys?
Yeah, no one will know.
Yeah. And so yeah, as we start this new year, the ghost of 2020 still haunts us emotionally. So in the spirit of that, we're still going to be talking about 2020. In paleontology, though, so not too depressing. Although, as we'll get to it, some paleo stuff was pretty bad this year. But yeah, so for this episode, if you follow us on Twitter, which you should if you don't already, I also realized we don't actually advertise our Twitter anymore, which is my bad on that one. So Twitter link in the description. We put out a call to you to help us create this episode. So we open up for submissions from anyone for your favorite papers, paleontological papers of 2020, and we'll be discussing them briefly. Obviously, it's not going to be as in-depth as one of our normal episodes for each paper, but we'll discuss each of them, and then we'll have a totally objective battle to the death in which we determine what is objectively the best paper of 2020.
Mortal Kombat!
So yeah. Shall we just get to it then? But actually, no, we won't, because before that, we want to say a little bit ourselves about...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fake out there. Got you guys. We want to say a little bit about 2020 in paleontology ourselves. Kind of also because none of the papers you guys suggested were ones we would have suggested for favorite papers of 2020.
I mean, maybe a few of them, maybe like 1 or 2 of them, but
There's some very good ones in there. Don't get us wrong. They're just not the ones we would have thought.
yeah.
Personally, like
It's not exactly any of our field of expertise, so to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll except the 3 we've already covered. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Armin, do you want to take the lead on this one? Since I think you're the one who had the most strong opinions about papers you would also like to see. The papers you were quite happy with.
Yeah. You guys know me. I'm a croc person. We had a couple of very good crocodile papers this year. I mean, we had Steneosaurus got cleaned up. Jesus Christ. It was a complete mess before, but it really just kind of swept through it. The Steneosaurus is now nomen dubium from what I remember. And a bunch of new genera.
Yep.
Did not take its place. We got Ogosuchus, or like Shrekosuchus if you want.
Ogosuchus is not Steneosaurus.
I know. I'm continuing to the next thing.
Okay, because I was very confused. Okay.
There's no
No,
pause. There's
no,
jumping right into it.
No.
It's not my fault, Obama, right? Yeah, you're like, it's been killed and they're all new genera. There's Ogosuchus.
Let's go!
Yeah, so that was a thing. We got a Deinosuchus paper which tried to clean up, which gave us Deinosuchus schwimmeri.
Yeah, we discussed that one as well, actually.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna go too much into that. We got Pedodirex, which is a new genus based on pre-existing material.
Yep.
And we had a young, pretty small, I think, mylodontid ground sloth, which had bite marks of a pretty small Pterosaurus.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty small, all things considered, given it's Pterosaurus.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were a couple of good ones. Next one, I guess. Whichever of you wants to continue.
I mean, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
There were two new Temnospondyls papers this year, I think, if I remember correctly. One was a histology of Divinosaurus, pretty cool, and a almost complete skull and mandible from a new species of Temnospondyl, Palindromius biardi.
Mm.
There wasn't much in terms of amphibians, but the biggest amphibian paper for me this year was not a paleontology one, so I will not.
Just
I will not
fucking,
mention
just
it.
say it. Just say
Just
it.
do
Cal.
it,
Keep dying
Cal.
to put it on the podcast.
Yeah, no, you know I have to. Venomous Sicilians, like that's awesome. It means they're likely the first like some of the first animals to evolve an oral venom system. They had, well, except with the exception for typhonectids, they had venom on the upper and lower mouth. They probably could chew it through, similar to some lizards do. It's just cooler. And that's the greatest paper of the year, hands down. If it was paleontology, it would have won. Just saying.
Sure. Yeah. Personally, I think my favorite paper of the year, which we happen to also cover, is the Oxoko paper. I think that one just nailed everything.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
one of my favorites as
specimens are
well.
great, but also the paper itself is a great read.
Mhm.
So I think that one probably gets my vote, and then other ones
Yes.
I really liked. There are some others I quite liked. Pei et al. 2020 on flight, the potential for powered flight in avians, which we
Oh,
discussed. I think we discussed that one in the hiatus episode as well, where we pointed out that the colors chosen in the graph are terrible for colorblind people. In the
Yeah.
Oh
chart,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I remember that.
yeah, we discussed that one. Rahanavis monograph was okay.
It was alright.
It was alright. Yeah.
I didn't
Spinosaurus.
read it.
Well, we're getting
Fun.
into Spinosaurus because that was actually
Yeah, I know.
suggested. Yes, I mean Spinosaurus spectrum. Jimatsunai, Allosaurus jimatsunai also. My god, that
That
feels
was
like
also
an eternity ago.
That felt like years ago.
Yeah.
I
I was like, that was early 2019, wasn't it? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been a long year.
Yeah.
What was another one I forgot? I immediately forgot. Oh, the Skinceraptor one. It was funny.
I mean,
title.
the dead ends. That was
Evolutionary
funny.
Dead
I mean,
End.
that was recent, to be honest.
That
I
was
mean,
recent.
come on.
Yeah, that
That was recent, but it was a
October.
good one. It was a good one. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was a fun read too.
Oh, and I'm surprised no one suggested this Lagurpitids being basal pterosauromorphs. Which
Oh
was
yeah,
very
that
yeah.
interesting. Nobody brought that up.
That was maybe yeah.
That was-
And there's also no one mentioned the new Hellant species, which were just insane looking.
Yeah.
Doggos,
Which were
but,
of course
you know,
Burmese amber,
Burmese
which is
amber.
actually a good segue into the other thing that I think characterized 2020 paleontology to an extent was a lot of ethical issues and
Yeah.
concerns
Burmese
were brought
amber.
up. Starting with Burmese amber, Oculodentavis.
Oculodentavis.
Fucking
Yeah.
God,
God,
that was year.
that was a whole thing,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that was a big mess. I don't think. We don't need to get into that much, but
Nah.
Just watch our episode back from.
Yeah.
I think we're still NHC, weren't we?
yeah,
It's a it's a lizard.
Yes.
Yeah. I
There you
don't
go.
know if we ever covered the second specimen though,
I don't think we did.
because
Which
they
will
published on a second
a lot
specimen
more.
that looks kind of really different, but it's still like diagnostically the same. Both are a bit crushed in different ways, but yeah, it's a lizard.
Yeah.
But yeah, also major ethical issues which we go in depth. So if you want more about the Burmese amber ethical issues, we talk
Mhm.
extensively there. And then we also had Ubirajara, which pains me.
Yeah.
That's very disappointing.
Very disappointing that's happening now. But also it's a long line that both the museum, that Martel, all of these people have been doing.
Yeah.
It's
Since we haven't talked
Yeah.
about it before, basically the specimen was very probably illegally exported. It's very unlikely that the export permit, they got is valid because it just does not meet the conditions. And then above all that, because this was exported in the 90s, presumably housed in museum collections for a large chunk of those 25 years. considering
Yeah.
just how much Brazilian material has been in that museum's collections.
Yeah.
And described like a lot of other ones, like what's the Ludodactylus? Is it the other like another Brazilian one?
I think
I think that
so.
one snake with legs or something that had that same issue in 2015.
Yep. Tetrapodophis. Yeah, it's Ludodactylus, which is from the same formation, Crato, and then we have Tetrapodophis, which had the same issue, 2015. Tetrapodophis, I think, wasn't. But the thing about Ludodactylus is it's the same museum, it's the same collections, SMNK. So it's a big issue, and and then publishing it without a Brazilian author involved, which is just bad. It's very detrimental to the Brazilian Paleontological Society, and by society I don't mean like an actual name society, just the general paleontological culture and sphere in Brazilian science. And it's a time that the Brazilian paleontology really needs help and international recognition. I mean, their museum did burn down, and it's not like, ooh, this is shitty museums, we need to save all those specimens, white savior the shit. No, that museum needed to have been repaired. It needed funding, not people to come and take away its collections and doom Brazilian paleontology. So, big bowl of issues there. And then, of course, there was another big concern, which is, this kind of grey area, which is where the paper was taken down. The paper is being temporarily redacted, suspended rather, from Cretaceous Research, the journal that published it. Its ultimate fate will be determined by the investigation into the authenticity of its export certificate, but it's just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's depressing stuff.
It's 2020.
Yeah,
What'd you expect?
We also had American paleontology as well. Fucking commercial controversy.
Oh.
Peaked with Stan,
Yeah.
which I still forget was this year.
The
that-
show that shall not be named also happened
The show that
this year.
shall not be named also happened this
Oh
year.
God. Yeah.
God,
A
yeah.
nano tyrannosaur.
Yeah, so this one I'd say out of the three is the most grey area, because it is like commercial. I don't think there's an easy answer to this one. Less so.
Yeah.
Not that there's an easy answer to any of them, but there's. It's more debatable, I think, what's right in the situation and the extent to which there is rightness, and it's also, I think, less impressing because it's at the end of the day it's a question about money and science versus where the money goes, as opposed to
it's.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like, you may not like it, but you don't have slave labor in dangerous mines, and you don't have literal theft and smuggling involved. So.
Yeah. It's not to the same scale as the other two issues, so. Oh well, but I think that's enough about the bad sides of 2020. But yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the list?
Are you ready to rumble?
Should we remove the logo in the background now?
Yes, you can remove the logo.
Here, let me get to that.
I love how technically if I take like both frames, I can get the ending of our intro like that. The way some of them fade out. Okay. I've just realized now I forgot to do something I wanted to do, which was randomize the list so we can get a competition.
Oh.
I'll do that while you guys talk, though. Does someone want to go first?
I have no preference.
Me either. I mean, we can go. I'll go first, then we just switch off if you like.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sure.
So, yeah, all right. Let me go to my planned out Google Doc. I'm so fancy with that. So the first thing we're gonna go over today in the 2020 Paleo WWE Epic Rumble battle to the death is the Coenzovermis, which genus name shares part of my last name.
Yay!
It is a Middle Cambrian lobopod from the Burgess Shale. The full name is Coenzovermis monstrum. Let me get a picture of a holotype because as usual, since it is a lobopod, it is weird. It's extremely well preserved, as most Burgess shale specimens are, and you can see the hair, like those hair thingies. All right, so I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't know lobopod anatomy, prehistorica. I apologize, but I'm just gonna say lids, dude. Look at them.
It looks like a really hairy caterpillar.
Here's a line drawing of the animal. Maybe I post this image, which is all three. We have the line drawings, which give you a better idea of what's going on with the animal. Really, I mean, for lobopods, that's not extremely strange, but just as an animal itself.
Hold up. Can I do something?
Go ahead.
Just to illustrate, how much absolute power we have here. That's the head.
That is the head. If you couldn't tell.
Yes.
I forgot we could do that. Okay, wait. I can.
No going back. It's just coincidence. It doesn't matter.
Like,
Keep going.
look at all these
I got a
spikes.
scribble I did, just like put all of the arrows around it. Like,
I lost where my cursor was already. We have these these hooked legs over here. Let's look at the dorsal view. Look at that.
why did I introduce it on this animal where it can circle literally everywhere?
Look at all these. Look at this. What's going on here?
Oh,
Then,
this was a mistake.
Look, this is just. Look at that head. Absolutely insane. And here's a artist rendition of it.
Oh, thank God it's gonna overlay the rest of this.
Yeah, it will, if I can find the picture. That's a velvet worm. No. Where is it, actually?
Just saying, so
look.
you've drawn all the arrows. I think there's just one more thing we need to do.
Oh my God. the podcast has become like 100 times less professional.
I don't know what you mean.
Here, I can post this one. Oh, whoa! That wasn't right. Do you guys have the picture of the drawing of it? Because I can't find it.
It was your paper.
No, but I had it and then I lost it.
I don't think you did. I think that's a you problem. I think you fucked that up.
Well, this is fine. This will work, I think. It has to paste right because that last one did not. There. Here's the rendition.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can move that up,
You can? Oh,
yes.
Wait. Yeah, I can. There we go.
You can't. It just cuts off.
Here's the animal. It's absolute insanity.
It looks like something from Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh monster, and so I'm not done yet.
Oh God.
So this funky guy creates a new family within the order Lulishanidae. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Which was originally Pteratopodidae, which was eventually changed into Colonzovermidae because Tetrapodidae didn't have a genus name it was like derived from. So they had to change that. The family includes Acenocricus, an unnamed lobopod from the Emu Bay Shale, Collinsium, and of course Collinsovermis. And that's for the most part the most important parts of this paper. Someone else want to take it away with the next thing?
Oh yeah, we're alternating. I don't mind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Then.
Okay. So, which one's this called? This one is a taxonomic and phylogenetic review of the Anhanguera group Coloborhynchinae and the nucleate Tropignathinae. It's a review paper. A lot of the ones I'm tackling actually are review papers. But this one's quite interesting. There's a lot of pictures of fragmentary rostra, since that's basically what Coloborhynchinae is. But you get some very nice pictures. You obviously got Ferrodraco and Tropignathus being the really cool ones, and there everything else is just like a snout tip. But the key takeaway is that there was a phylogeny done here, which I will be posting in a second. Might be a bit small, the image, I apologize, but The main takeaway being, so there's this new group erected in Anhangueridae, sister to Coloborhynchinae and Anhangueridae. You've got Tropicgnathinae, which is where you have Tropignathus, Ferrodraco, Mithunga, and all that. And you can also notice there's a lot of combination of, which means that they found all these species that are badly lumped into Coloborhynchus, and they just become new genera. So they've got Aerodraco, Nicorhynchus, and a new species of Uctenodactylus as well. So it's quite cool actually. Provides a lot of resolution.
Not like the picture you have at hand.
Hey, but yeah, well, there was no easy way around this.
Wow, look at that quality.
Mm.
Mm.
Man, I can count the pixels per hand.
But yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say. It's a nice review.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Solid. It's a solid, and because it has all the different pictures of all the specimens, it's cool if you're looking for pictures of specimens. It's cool if you're looking to learn more about the specimens in Coloborhynchinae and Tropicgnathinae.
If you like rostrums, this is the paper for you.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah. But no, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, and also it's open access, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all for me on that one. So Armin.
So, the question of what should I want to start out with. Let's start with the paper New Freshwater Plesiosaurian Materials from the Middle Jurassic Xinjiang. Oh god, what did I do? Formation of the Sichuan Basin, southwestern China. Oh, I'm so sorry already. Jesus Christ, this did not come off well. What can I say about this paper? It's about the freshwater plesiosaurians, which, how do I put this? They are kind of rare, but also not really, but also really rare, because here's the thing, they are found practically everywhere. We have them in, let's see, we have them in Canada, in Australia, New Zealand, several localities and ages in China, Germany, England, like, they are pretty much from all over the place, even South Africa. Problem is, they are all fragmentary as shit. And this new one is no different. The paper specifically looks at, I think, 7 vertebrae from all over the body, 2 ribs, and, like, I think 4 teeth, a couple of teeth. And as you can imagine, it's not really anything groundbreaking or exciting that can be said. The paper basically puts it into a Plesiosauridae. So it's a Plesiosauride. Don't think this means, oh my god, giant freshwater Liopleurodon. No, Plesiosauridae also includes quite a few short, long neck taxa. So, yeah, don't immediately jump to conclusions. Like I said, very fragmentary at that. There's a couple of discussion about how other fragmentary Plesiosaurids lived in that area, in that basin. In that, I think it was described as a lake at some point in this. How some of that material was later considered to be Spinosaurid.
Of course.
Because, of course, it's tooth material. Of course, it's going to be a Spinosaurid. Oh, boy. So, yeah, if you look into this expecting, like, something groundbreaking, something big, something amazing, don't. It's a big mess. Talk about how messy Yun-Yang Plesiosauride teeth are, how they are different in many aspects, but how ultimately you can't assign them either to their own species or to any of the established ones. Because, yeah, they aren't great. And you really gotta hope for something better to come up in the future. I definitely hope so. I think the idea is certainly interesting. It's just that all the material we have is not all that great. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure who picked this as a favorite paper because, like, title is intriguing, no doubt, but the ultimately results aren't really all that riveting.
Nah, that's a shame.
No offense.
Nothing groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's nothing new really. It's just another fragmentary taxa which can't be assigned to anything.
Yeah, just hey, there's fragmentary freshwater plesiosaurs.
Yeah,
Who knew?
basically.
Uh,
Plesiosaurus indeterminate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Crushing Twitter's dreams of their favorite papers.
I apologize seriously, but
Alright. Oh, you didn't post any images for it.
yeah, but I mean, what am I supposed to do? Those 7 vertebrae.
Just, I mean, I added in something for you. You'll have to see when the episode comes out. What?
Yeah, I don't have anything to. Wait, hang on. Yeah, I'll give you something.
Okay. All right. Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6. I can't remember which of these was like caudal and which one was like how many were.
Okay. Look at that specimen. Ooh, that's a good skeletal arm.
I mean, honestly, I shouldn't complain. This is like 7. Those are 13 bones. That's
12.
that's 4 more than. No wait, that's actually. Hang on, 13. That's 3. That's
12
6 more than Promatwea has, and I just made a skeletal of that guy. So
that's like 12 more than Thanos. Whoa. No way.
Okay, it's hard to argue with that.
All right. So next up, we have not Thanos, but we have Muxstomia, which is an interesting little critter. It's a Moroccan pterosaur, which are most of the pterosaurs this year. I will post the material. It's not much, but it includes this is the holotype, a partial rostrum anterior to the nasoanterminal fenestra, and it's missing the tip. So looking at the beak, its morphology very closely resembles a funny little bird that you might know about. If I can find the image, I had it saved.
Ah, yes, funny little bird. One of life's many mysteries. No pictures of it exist.
What funny bird am I talking about? Right.
It's a very funky little bird. Oh god.
See, it has the beak similar to kiwis, ibises, and curlews, and all those animals are probe feeders. They kind of poke their beaks in the ground and softer materials like mud and such to find small invertebrates and other animals to eat, like this animal.
Ah,
right
yes,
here.
like this turd right here.
Like this worm. Look at that. Here, let me add some detail. There we go. Yeah, like that kiwi or this worm. It's not as darkoid in an it's indeterminate like family, an indeterminate family, probably a whole new one if we can more, I would assume. But it's very interesting. And another important note is when you think of Asdarcoid, you think of these big, crazy pterosaurs like Quetzalcoatlus and all those. But the maximum length of the holotype was about 48 millimeters. So this animal was likely very, very tiny. A little man. And I really don't have much more to say. But kiwi. It's like a kiwi.
Nice.
But it can fly. It's small. All right. Let me.
Yeah. Okay, so on to me.
I love how they didn't even post a reconstruction of the animal.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to give just give a reconstruction. Not like okay, fine. I'll give one.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He posted the remains. Okay, the remains are enough.
No. It's not okay. All right. Here, I'm hoping he's okay with this. Here is a reconstruction by Brandon Stokerman. Wait, why isn't it? Wait.
What should
Okay,
be like,
I think the universe.
Oh, there we
Okay.
go.
Brennan Stokerman, amazing artist. You should follow him on Twitter. Absolute
Yeah. Mad lad.
amazing work. He did probably one of the best
Oh
renditions.
my god,
of
it's
it I've
coming
seen
closer.
so far.
Pterosaur slowly approaching.
It just widens.
I didn't mean to do that, but here's a better like bit of a zoom in on the image. It's very, very good piece.
Yeah, no, that's incredible.
Follow him. All right, then that's what I got.
Right,
for,
well,
Stone
I
Man.
hope you enjoyed all those images because I have none for this next paper. Which is surprising considering it's incredibly long. But this is like the file, including images, a few images at the end, and it's how many pages is it? Let me just see. It's 50 pages. It's the origin of endothermy in synapses and archosaurs and arms races in the Triassic. It's all right.
Is that the one with the?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's
Go ahead.
primarily a literature review. I couldn't really find much other than literature review, which makes it's fine. But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's about how synapses and archosaurs were kind of in an arms race, but it never really specifies that they were in an arms race with each other. So I think it's a bit misleading. Like, it just shows there was there was a driver that led to gradual evolution of endothermy and therefore and also likely other traits like. Whereas the shift to bipedalism in itself was quite rapid, endothermy was a gradual gain over the period of the Triassic, and how we need to stop thinking about endothermy and ectothermy as discrete things. But it's and that this gradual increase is in accordance with what we think of as being an arms race. We also see gradual increase in stride length and all that, even though like similar footprint sizes. But there's never really like that much of an implication that synapsids and archosaurs were in competition with each other, hence the arms race. So I think it's a bit misleading in that regard. It's an okay paper, and it does present the information well, but it doesn't do that much more. So yeah, I obviously these critiques, like I said at the beginning, objective. I was obviously being sarcastic. These critiques are subjective, but yeah, I don't think it's not my kind of paper. It does good, but it doesn't have a lot of novel things in it. But it's a good literature review. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of those papers are like completely justified and good and everything. It's just
Of course.
based on how like flashy and exciting and new everything is.
Yeah.
It's like obviously, like I said, I mean, describing the fossils of the freshwater pliosaur, completely necessary, completely great and valid and everything. Just why you'd say, oh, that's my favorite paper. I want you to look at it. Not quite certain to me. But I mean, completely respectable in its own right.
Of course.
Nothing
Absolutely. There's only two authors we're going to show disrespect to, and we'll get to them later. I was going to say no disrespect to.
No disrespect to the authors, except a few.
You'll understand why later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but
so I suppose it's my turn now, or
yeah.
Do you have anything? Okay. Yeah. Since you didn't show any pictures, I'm gonna go with one that has pictures.
Nice.
And it's importing. It's that's hang on. Can I just? I can't. What?
Bad?
Can you see it?
Nope.
What is going on?
What layer are you on?
Oh, hang on.
You should be able to post.
Hang on. How do I?
If you Control V now, you should work. I think you're on a layer. You've claimed a layer or so. It's just Control V, my guy.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've never copy pasted something into here, so.
The thing is, I've never copy pasted something in my entire life.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh, this one.
Yeah, this is a really good one actually, which is evidence supporting predation of 4-meter marine reptile by Jurassic megapredator. It's quite a descriptive title.
Yeah.
But it's a good paper. The gist of it and that's actually quite surprising, because we don't actually have very much direct evidence for macropredatory of other tetrapods when it comes to marine reptiles. There are a total of 5 individual species or like genera which we know were macropredators on direct evidence,
Wow.
which are 3 mosasaurs, Tylosaurus, Inosaurus, and Prognathodon,
Mm.
and 2 ichthyosaurs, Pteranodontosaurus and Platypterygius.
Mm.
So these actually have been found with the remains of large-bodied tetrapods inside themselves. Surprisingly, no pliosaurs.
Yeah, but pliosaurs are also really super fragmentary, anyways.
Yeah. So that's quite interesting because it basically shows that all of those macropredatory animals are really only inferred based on their size and tooth shape.
Mm.
So the general idea is, is it big enough? Does it have like sort of serrated teeth? Well, I suppose it's probably a macropredator. That's the general thinking. And the interesting thing about this is because the one we have here, the 6th animal, which is, oh please, dear God help me, Goishui Ichthyosaurus? Goishu Ichthyosaurus?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Whatever. Actually doesn't have serrated teeth and more conical teeth. Despite that, however, it's roughly 5 meters long. It managed to swallow the entire trunk of a 4-meter long thalattosaur, Xinpusaurus. And it kind of throws this idea out there that, even if something has more conical teeth, which would be adapted to, well, stereotypically adapted to catching fish and such, might actually be macropredators. And I mean, also can here see the fossil and the stomach contents. The entire specimen is pretty well preserved, actually. We've got here the body and like the head is over here. It will obviously be connected in life.
Oh, that's
So
sick. I respect that, Armin.
Yeah, I got my drawing tablet.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, here the stomach contents, you basically have the torso, but not the head and not the tail of the thalattosaur. So it's like, oh no, where's my head? Oh, the humanity.
I like how this entire episode is right on the precipice between absolutely stupid and educational.
Well, you gotta. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Here I'm getting a picture of the skeletal reconstruction from the paper.
Rest in peace.
It shows better what we have. So pretty complete ichthyosaur, which swallowed the thalattosaur whole. Not whole, but like the torso whole. And the head was never found, but like in very close proximity.
Just basically.
In very close proximity to the fossil, we actually did found a pretty much complete thalattosaur tail, which would match the animal. And this is where something else comes into play because, first of all, feeding methods. The thing with this animal is it would be able to feed much more easily on large prey because it wouldn't have any bones around the sacrum, which would constrict it from swallowing bigger stuff. And secondly, as the paper puts it, it would use a grip and tear method of feeding, which would most likely be applied close to the surface and allow it to rip it into pieces. And this is where the tail comes into play because the tail is pretty complete. It's only the vertebra around the part where it was bitten off, where it's damaged. So this would imply that the entire thing was actually killed by the ichthyosaur and not just scavenged, because if it would have scavenged, the limbs would have probably already fallen off before the tail would. So it's basically evidence that even with conical teeth, this would probably be a macropredator. It's also like a very big similarity. It's like 5 meters long. The prey item is 4 meters long. So definitely macropredatory. They also draw parallels to modern life with how sharks, for example, may have serrated teeth, but orcas, which are also macropredators, don't. They have more conical teeth. There's also some stuff about how size alone isn't enough to consider something a macropredator, because in modern day environments, the largest animals are filter feeders, or like not macropredators.
Yeah.
like large baleen whales, spam whales. Sperm whales. Sperm whales are predators, but not exactly macropredators in the same sense that they would eat large tetrapods.
Same
Meanwhile,
whale sharks as well.
whale sharks, yeah, 40 meters long, not macropredators. Meanwhile, orcas are like 5 to 8 meters long, great white sharks 3 to 6 meters, so more in the medium-sized range, all things considered.
Yeah.
And yeah, it brings up some interesting points. This is also the earliest record, as you've seen earlier, a lot of Jurassic stuff and Cretaceous stuff regarding what we have confirmed for a fact. But this is Triassic, so definitely a lot of interesting stuff considering what is a macropredator, what can be considered a macropredator, and how our idea of macropredator might actually need some fixing, because obviously this is a macropredator despite not having those telltale signs used up to this point, being serrated teeth. And yeah, it's pretty good paper, nice figures, neatly explained, everything. So yeah, and I mean, I can definitely recommend reading it. Hang on, I have one more thing to show off. Just gotta paste it.
I don't see it.
You can't see it?
We can't see it.
It should be there.
It's not there. There it is.
Ah, it took a moment.
I needed this one.
Yeah.
Grip and tear.
Grip and tear, baby.
So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Fuck,
So
that's a good contender.
yeah, that's a pretty
So-
good one. Like, I'm fighting for that one, tooth and
Yeah,
nail.
no. Yeah, no, I can see that. I that's one of my more. I mean, I'm not big on marine reptiles, but that's one of the better ones this year for sure. All right.
Cal, it's your turn again.
Oh yes. All right. So we have another pterosaur. Now I'm gonna post the picture, and okay, write in the comments what you think it is. So we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful specimen, and this is another mid-Cretaceous Moroccan pterosaur. This one's from ChemChem, Afrotapejara zori. So it is known from a possible anterior mandibular symphysis, and another specimen that is tentatively, probably not, regarded as a lower jaw of Afrotapejara.
Is this
Though
not
I-
is this not the lower jaw?
No, I don't think so. It's the mandibular symphysis.
Huh. Oh wow. Okay, that really doesn't look like anything I thought it would look like.
Yeah, I mean, so there's the lower jaw part. I don't really believe that. I don't have a figure of it or picture of it right now, but it's a completely different specimen. I don't even know if it was in like close proximity to this one, but they refer to it as a part of another Afrotapejara, even though
Oh, that's the mandibular symphysis, but that is the lower jaw. Mandible's lower jaw.
yeah.
Do you want me to post a picture of the upper jaw since I'm looking at the page
Yeah,
as well?
please do. This is the lower jaw, which is probably not actually Tapejara. No, Afrotapejara. Fragmentary animals confuse me. There we go.
Oh wait, let me move my layer up.
Wait. Yeah, move your layer up a little bit.
that's
There.
the-
There it is.
Yeah.
So this is the upper jaw, which is the holotype. Sorry about that confusion. I'm not good with fragmentary specimens. So we have the upper jaw, which is definitely Afrotapejara, and then we have the lower mandibular symphysis, which is, who knows? I wouldn't say it was Afrotapejara because there is no lower jaw found in the holotype, so there's not a good way of really knowing. This paper, there's not really much to say in this paper. They create a huge here. Let me find some of the phylogenies. Here it is. Let's see if the quality of the picture is garbage or not. Where is it? Sorry about the wait. So basically they clayed. There we go. This one's not a bad one. They create Neo as Darkia, which is a super big clade that includes thalassodromids, pteridids, and as darkids. It's interesting, to say the least. Let's see if I can find the correct phylogeny for it. Never mind. I'm not even gonna post phylogeny. It's whatever. It's eh. That's what I'll say. It's a fragmentary specimen. There isn't much going on for it. I'm sorry to the person who posted it, but it was supposed to be your paper, but you picked the wrong one. That wasn't actually your paper. You're the fifth name. You silly goose. This
Well,
paper's nothing special. It's another fragmentary pterosaur.
it kicked
From
out of
Ken.
Discord for a second, and then come back to this.
And here's an amazing rendition by God.
Oh, sorry.
Here, since it's only the upper and lower jaw, here's another one by Brennan Stokermans. Good job.
Yeah, if Brennan
I don't
doesn't
know
want
why-
us using his pictures, we're gonna be in real trouble. But...
I got really heated this one. Sorry. I don't like this one very much.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
I'm saving the best for last.
Oh, right, yeah, do you have another one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God, I've forgotten what the other one is. Surprise me.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else, or do I go?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Which one's up next for me? Not Benton. I have... Oh, okay. Almost at Norman. Ooh, okay, this one's good. A paraphyletic Silosauridae as an alternative hypothesis for the initial radiation of Ornithischian dinosaurs. So this one's actually kind of pretty good. Can you please delete, Joshua? Why?
Joshua.
Why? It's the second time. Why are you Joshua?
See?
Thank you, Obama.
Yeah, how dare you, Joshua?
So this one's pretty good. This one is it's Phylogeny, which is epic because I like Phylogeny. So it's a new phylogenetic tree is calculated based on expanded version. They combined multiple trees and expanded on them with lots of new specimens. They put all of the Silosaurids in, even unnamed specimens, all of it, and they found that in when you don't constrain the trees, yes, if you constrain the trees to obviously give you what you want, you get what you want, and you get the traditional view, which is Silosauridae outside of Dinosauria or sister to Dinosauria. But what they found is actually if you just let it do its thing and you just let the numbers speak for themselves, more often than not, what you'll get is Silosauridae is paraphyletic and it's a grade, which is to say it's actually a line of successive branches of these different individuals rather than all of these individuals grouping together. So all of these individuals branch off from a length of a tree that leads into and then branches out into Ornithischia. So they are the base of Ornithischia, and I'm gonna post a picture that will hopefully work. Probably won't. All these images are either fucking tiny or nope, that's not how you do it. There you go. You can see it, right? There's Silosauridae. It was either this or a tiny image or a massive image that actually cropped out Silosauridae. But yeah, so you can see there you've got Aphanosauria, you've got Lagurpitids branching off besides Dinosauromorpha. Where the hell are pterosaurs in this? Did they kill pterosaurs? Hold up, for real though, where are pterosaurs?
Are they even? I don't even see.
I don't see them in here.
They're not in the phylogeny here.
Why did you
I
not
mean,
clade pterosaurs?
Oh gosh.
Control F pterosaur.
I mean, they have loggerpetids, which is
Did they not?
close enough.
They did not clade pterosaurs.
They didn't. Did you not? Did you not know? Okay.
Why did they not clade pterosaurs? I just assumed. Why would you not even put one pterosaur? You've got fucking Euparkeria as the outgroup. Why would you not? Oh, what? This is so confusing.
This paper's bad now.
Okay. So we're just gonna assume Lagopatids is roughly where pterosaurs would be, based on the new Lagopatid study that no one thought to bring up, for as a suggestion. And then if you look at the bottom there, you'll see time to get out my circling tool. Silosauridae right here. And as you can see, they're forming a line. So there's the line here. And they're branching off from the line in successive steps. Some of them clinging together, some of them not. And then this leads up to Pisanosaurus, which they put as a silosaurid, but actually it doesn't matter. So Pisanosaurus is a taxon where there's been a big debate. Is it a basal ornithischian or silosaurid? They say it doesn't matter. It's both. Because silosaurids are basal ornithischians, and it's a transition. And their arguments for this, they put some very good arguments for about how this would explain the seeming the mishmash of features we see in Pisanosaurus. So I like weird that they didn't include pterosaurs. Hopefully that didn't completely mess up the data set, but it still looks pretty good and pretty convincing. So I like it. I like the results. I like the method. I like the arguments they put forward. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to add. It's a good, solid phylogeny.
Dinosaurs. Disappointing, but whatever.
Whoever did the pterosaur, can you please delete it?
I apologize.
Perfect.
Yeah, here we go.
So yeah, that's it from me.
So I think it's my turn again.
It is your turn again.
Okay, hang on. I can close the one of the thing. So I suppose I go with another pictureless one, which is an endochondral bone in an early Devonian placoderm, quote unquote, from Mongolia. This one was kind of all over the place when it came out, from what I recall at least. The general idea is that we found a, again, quote unquote, placoderm, because this paper finds placoderms as being a grade leading up to what's the face again?
I believe they're called fish.
Yes, thank you. That's totally the one I was looking for. Gnathostomes. Gnathostomes being everything. Gnathostomes are basically, yeah, like
everything with jaws.
Yeah, not everything with jaws. I mean, some placoderms did have jaws. Like,
I mean, yeah, but
anyway,
yeah.
Place the second system. Oh wait, no. Yeah, Gnathostome is everything with jaws, and basically placoderms would be a grade leading up to crown gnathostomes, being cartilaginous fish, bony fish, and all the stuff that comes with that. And the general idea is that previously, a lot of the times, it was assumed that the basal condition would be, like the original condition would be a cartilaginous skeleton, which then ossified in bony fish. So placoderms would have a cartilage skeleton as well as sharks, but with the find of Minginia, which is a little placoderm known from parts of the skull roof and brain case. This, they found basically it having a sort of spongy structure under the bony plates of the outside, which seems to imply that this is actual bone and not a cartilage skeleton. And yeah, the whole thing basically leads to the conclusion that perhaps cartilaginous fish did start out with bony skeletons, but actually lost them again. And it also argues that it wouldn't be out of character. There are bony fish who have lost bony skeletons in favor of cartilage, etc., etc. And there are actually other fossils which seem to support the idea that there are placoderms which could have had bone skeletons. Boned endoskeletons is important. They also compared the structure they found with calcified cartilage, which doesn't fit. And yeah, basically, perhaps an actual bony endoskeleton was an ancestral trait that was simply lost by cartilaginous fish. I mean, it's a fish paper. I won't say that I cared a whole lot about it. It's still interesting. It's just something that flew under my radar for the most part because it's really not my field of interest. That being said, I can't really say that the whole thing is overly groundbreaking because in the paper itself, it makes multiple mentions of there being already some argument for actual bony endoskeletons being present in placoderms. It's not really a new idea, except that previously a lot of it was either unsubstantiated, like claimed but not figured. In some cases, it was just too small to really tell, or just this specimen, this Virginia, is just happens to be the one with the first really prominent and noticeable bony endoskeleton. And even the idea that sharks secondarily lost the bony skeletons isn't really that out of the ordinary. As said before, the paper mentions that even bony fish have at times lost the bony skeleton, and so on. So it kind of seems like more of a, now we have more direct evidence for it. It changes up stuff, but there was like anecdotal ideas of that even before this. It's more like a little bit of a insight. We have more proof of it now. So not super exciting compared to like the macropredatory one, which had like really nice fossils and everything. This was just kind of, again, I'm not the fish person, so I'm probably too biased for this one, but didn't strike me as that. Oh,
I'm not a big fish. I don't think any of us are big fish people. The only fish I looked at extensively were Inuterigians, and there's not much on them. So
it just seems like neat that there's more evidence for this position, but it's also, like I said, more evidence rather than completely new and groundbreaking and earth-shattering.
Yeah.
And I think with that I'm finished. So
all right. So here's, as I say sarcastically, my best paper.
Oh god.
So, well, I don't know if the image will even.
Oh my god, no! I remembered which one this is. Oh,
so what we have here is human
this
trackways in New Mexico. I won't only make the image bigger, but those are the trackways. It's actually a lot longer of an image, but it doesn't crop right. So I kind of really skimmed this paper because it's extremely long. But one important highlight that I think is important to look at is they made a phylogeny pretty much out of feet and feet shape. And if that isn't crazy to you, I mean, I'm someone who doesn't research humans that much. I think that's insane. It's not an actual like phylogeny, but it graphs the different types of feet here. Sorry, I have to. I don't care to crop. Here, I'll crop it like this. Look at this. They literally. The second one's similar, but they were able to distinguish north and south peoples.
God. The mad lads.
Look at this. This is insane. This is awesome. And so part of these trackways part of it is actually pretty interesting. One of the trackways show that either the humans were confronting a mammoth or chasing a mammoth or following one, and the same for a ground sloth. So that is actually pretty interesting. They also there were north and south migrations of peoples. I really don't have much to say about this one, but I just thought it was absolutely comical, for me at least, that they made a foot phylogeny. I mean, it's not actually a phylogeny, but still,
a cladogram. It is technically a cladogram.
It's a cladogram.
Yeah.
And they also made a huge, what I think is a scatter plot of all the footprint lengths. I'll send that as well, because I think this paper is rather enjoyable.
The top left is just like I just imagine like the Enterprise just achieving warp speed or something.
So yeah, we have here's the next thing. Here's the scatter plot. That's a lot of footprints. Let me just say, like the quality isn't that good. That's a lot. Like they did a lot of work, and I can respect that. But human footprints. The trackways are at an interesting place in New Mexico. I will give them that. But otherwise, it's. Well, I mean, okay, it's important because it's a very large trackway, and it shows tons of morphological diversity for individual tracks, which is usually not seen very much in trackways. They were able to pretty much tell that they were small adult females, adolescents, someone carrying a small child that was under 3 years old, and they had that one of the people had a northbound outward leg. So they were able to get a lot of detail from the trackways, including that they were trailing a mammoth or a ground sloth or confronting one as well. I don't have much more to say about it, but it is interesting. It's not I'm not big on humans either, so
Yeah.
pretty fun paper.
Well,
And
sounds
yeah.
funny.
I'm done. Who's up next?
It's me.
Oh, is this the one I think?
It's Norman 2020 on Scelidosaurus. The one in particular linked was the Phylogeny of Scelidosaurus, but just a second, let me find my sources because I need to check my sources about this guy. Yeah, so he published 4 different volumes, I think it was 4, on Scelidosaurus based on the referred specimen, the secondary specimen, I believe. Really, really interesting stuff. It's just incredible detail, phylogeny, which will all become useless. The phylogeny is really weird, isn't it? The one that Scelidosaurus is like based on Ankylosaur or something, not just Thyreophorus. I'm pretty sure that's what they found. Let me open the phylogeny actually while I have it. Let me give this guy some credit before I point out. Okay, there's a Velociraptor in the Scelidosaurus phylogeny. Don't know why that's there. Let's see, phylogeny. Yep, Ankylosauromorpha. Scelidosaurus is an Ankylosauromorph. It's a bit wacky. And with a lot of Thyreophorus phylogenies in the works, I know it has really no point because this will all get overturned anyways in the long run. But it's a good extra OTU, more detail for the OTU, which is nice. Unfortunately, this guy has a history of not crediting people or citing people, and therefore proposing their ideas as if they're novel. He's done that with his students' work, his former students' work. He's done that with other people. Ali Nabavizadeh, I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing that, has done a fantastic work on ornithischian jaw muscles and feeding motions, which apparently in 2016, which was not referred to at all in this 2020 paper. And then the reviewers and editors never caught on it, so big fail. Not a fan of some of that stuff, and it's got some weird choices in the phylogeny. Not big on this paper.
A bit weird, innit?
Yeah. So when the time comes to start disqualifying papers because we need to trim this down, this one's first on the chopping board because we got more than 16 submissions, which is the ideal for a knockout round, and yeah, I'm sorry, but just fucking cite, please, thank you. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 paleontologists went on Twitter to complain about this, so
Oh, yeah, it's not a good sign.
that's not a good sign. So this one's not making it to the knockout round. Can't really say good things about it. I haven't really read it because that little thing didn't. Not a big fan of it. But I guess it's okay. The paper itself is okay. Cal, you're done, aren't you?
Yeah, I went through everything I had.
Armin, do you have more?
Yeah, I have one more.
Okay, we'll go to yours, and then I'll just speed through the remaining. I just have
Just gotta.
I didn't even link Thomas Carr's one, which I have to discuss. Like, yeah, I don't think I even need to look at that one. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
So my last one is, as you can see, aquatic habits and niche participation
Partitioning.
in the extraordinary long-necked Triassic reptile Tenestrophius. So
Yeah.
this was another interesting one. Could I make this one a little bit bigger? Because previously we had considered two morphotypes of Tenestrophius. A small morphotype. Hang on a second. Just gotta get my pencil. The small morphotype over here, not even like 1.5 meters in length, and with very noticeable triple cusp teeth, as you can see. I'm gonna draw it sort of like this. See? So every teeth has 3 cusps, and we also had a larger morphotype, which is like very large. I don't know the exact size right now. And using high-resolution synchrotron radiation microtomography, they reconstruct the skull of the big one. Because the problem was the story was completely compressed. But good thing is that despite being compressed, the actual bones were just shifted over each other and not actually deformed. So in the computer, they just kind of blew it up again, and which gave us this one here, which has only single cusp teeth. As you can see here, versus. So, and this basically meant that we had like these two very ecologically different. Can you even hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
I'm just saying because it's so silent. I was like,
No,
oh
no,
god.
we're enraptured. We're enraptured.
Okay, so basically meant that in the Switzerland, Italy border area, we have at least 2 different morphotypes of these Tenestrophids with 2 very different skulls. So, and now they also looked at the smaller morphotype over here and figured out, actually, wait, that thing is actually, it's actually skeletally mature, so it's an adult. So the conclusion was we actually have 2 species of Tenestrophius in the same general area. The big one over here with single cusp teeth, and the small one with the triple cusp teeth. So that's interesting. So they looked further into it. I think I have a size chart actually somewhere. Hang on. Tenestrophius. Where are you? No, that's oh, no. This one, it's. Give me a moment. No, this will have to do. Here we have a nice comparison. Ignore the snowflakes.
Yeah.
I may have used Sci-Hub.
That's fine.
No, we didn't use Sci-Hub. We would never do anything illegal. No, first.
Yeah, we spent
Yeah.
about £300 bringing this episode to you on buying papers, but that's fine.
Yeah, support us on Patreon. So here we got our single cast.
We bought stock PNGs for the snowflakes, guys. Don't worry about it. Happy holidays.
And our small but adult triple cusp. You can see massive size difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question was, okay, so what about them? Can I control Z? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, good. Because I could just go back to this one. So the question was, okay, what about ecology then? Because we have 2 Tenestrophius in the same area. What did they eat? So they actually looked at hello cat, not right now. So you can actually see here, if you look at the nose, it's very flat. Well, this one is more inclined. So the idea is that the larger species would be more of a semi-aquatic predator. Go away, cat. Semi-aquatic predator. So it would it probably wouldn't do too well in deep water, so it would remain coastal, but basically sit close to the beach and wait for fish. Unlike the closely related dino, the fuck, dino, what's it called? Dinocephalus?
Oh, let me check because you DM'd it to me.
Yeah, it's Dinocephalosaurus.
Mm.
So Dinocephalosaurus is a close relative of them and would be a more marine swimming animal. Meanwhile, our big boy over here, which has been given the name Tenistropheus hydroides after the Hydra, would be more of a coastal mammal. It would be kind of a shitty swimmer, which obviously means just like Scansoraptor, it's an evolutionary dead end. Ha ha ha. But yeah, it would be more adept at lateral movement of the head, would be more streamlined that way, and would basically just ambush fish, move its head rapidly, and use its long fangs as sort of a fish trap. Meanwhile, our friend over here, still a shit swimmer, both of them. Our friend here, the tricuspid teeth are actually found in modern day reptiles and would be more adept at an omnivorous or insectivorous diet, and more like to eat soft-shelled arthropods such as crustaceans, for example. And this is where the niche participation comes into play. Yeah, partitioning. Thank you. Comes into play because basically they would, even if we assume that they have been washed out of their natural habitat into where we found them, they would still most likely originate in the same environment. So we'd have one species of Tenistropheus, more inclined to a semi-aquatic lifestyle, sitting underwater, ambushing fish by moving its head side to side should something come close, and our baby boy species over here, which would probably more likely spend time on land, eating, crustaceans that it finds between the rocks or something.
That's so cool.
And meanwhile, Dinocephalosaurus would be the walking, the chased by sea monsters swimming guy.
God damn, that's so interesting.
Except it would keep its tail. That's still wrong.
Yeah.
That paper's getting high up for sure.
That paper is a good
competitor. It's a really cool paper.
You've got two very good papers.
The figures are beautiful. As you can see, really nice figures, even after I graffitied over them.
Yeah. you improved them.
Thank you.
Made them better.
Hang on, I just gotta.
Grab.
I really hope we don't get like a DMCA copyright based on the.
But yeah, the gist of it, the large morphotype, Tenistropheus hydroides, wouldn't be adept at pursuing prey, but instead more semi-aquatic ambush predator, while the smaller species, Tenistropheus longobardicus, would be more for crab and other invertebrate stuff. And I think that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah. Impressive.
Carol, it's your turn. Have fun.
Right, I'll take this away. I think I'll go straight to car, shall I?
Oh yes.
Okay, boys. So
I think we can all complain about this one together.
Thomas Carr published. Sometime in fucking, was it June the 1st? Well, like June the worst, because that's when he published.
Who knows?
June the 4th. June the 4th, he drops the first part of his magnum opus, the skull ontogeny of Tyrannosaurus rex, featuring everyone's favorite controversial specimens, Jane and CMNH 7501. Not only is it now outdated by another paper we'll get to later, it also has, and I'm not going to go any further than this, okay? It's interesting, there's a lot of ontogenic stuff, but a lot of different ontograms and all of that shit, you know, it's there. I'm not going to even bother to comment on that because there's something that just pisses me off so much, which is the graph. So, he's got his ontograph, okay? Not his ontograph, his growth chart, growth curve, all of that stuff, okay? It's a bit of a small image, but you don't need the details anyways. It was either this or something massive, so. Wait, no. How do I make this? There we go. Okay, you see this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the scale on the left. Read the numbers. What's the first number on the y-axis? Say it with me. It's 3,000.
I believe that's 3,000.
Yep. What's the second one?
9,000.
It's over 9,000.
Is there more than... Why have you not added one more measurement, or at least indicated how the y-axis, works? Because there's just no sense. You can't replicate this result. It's not a good graph if you can't independently get to the same results. And you can't get to the same results because there are no results to compare to.
Don't they explain the y-axis?
Oh, they
later
explain the
on?
y-axis. I'm just scrolling down so that I can quote the y-axis. Okay, so first of all, the horizontal position of the white circles. You see all these white circles? The horizontal position of all the white circles does not imply a specific chronological age. Okay. It's alright though. He's dropped them into this curve he created based on based on calculations. For the ease of interpretation, and in order to accommodate missing mass estimates, the position of the circles, the only data points on this graph, the position of the circles, do not correspond with the scale of the y-axis. There is literally no data on this graph that has a y value. This is I can't.
How did you make a curve out of this? There's no y-axis.
There is no... This is a graph. An xy two-dimensional graph with no y-axis values in it. Oh my god. But you notice the black bars at the top. Those ones have a height value. Those correspond to the number of synontomorphies in each growth stage, which ranges from 1 to 90 characters, and I'm really happy that there's no scale for those ones. You've got a scale that goes from 0 to 300 to 3,000 to 9,000 in same increments for values that have no y value. And then you've
same
got
increments.
values
I mean, 3,000 is bigger than 9,000.
Yes. It's just it's garbage. And I don't want to say it reeks of trying to create a visual to support your point, but this does not seem like a calculated thing. It looks... You're advertising yourself with this. This is the growth curve I created, but there are no values to it. And I'm going to disqualify this paper right here, right now, for the fact that it just offends me so much that he created a growth curve and did not bother to give it a y-axis. The curve, this is based on the curve by Ericsson, 2004, which he probably copied from. I mean, he's worked with Ericsson. But you can't do that without and then say that none of the points have a y-axis. It's so bad, and it's because if you don't read the little small print, you'd think he's plotted a line through the points, when really he's just taken this curve from a paper that is 16 years old, and that paper, I'm sorry, but I'm going to tie back to that paper. Ericsson 2004 is outdated, not just because it has mass estimates from different... It calculates growth curves based on all different parts of the body, like ribs, fibula, which Woodward et al. At the start of 2020 pointed out is terrible. You need to use long bones. It also includes... It's got, I think 6 or 7 specimens of T-Rex, one of which is no longer T-Rex.
Oh.
It's a curve calculated on 6 specimens, one of which is not the same taxon as the other 5.
This graph is basically... It's like one of those medicine commercials that says, this will take away your allergies, but symptoms may include coughing and allergies.
It's like 1 in 10 doctors, and they never name that fucking, one doctor that disagrees. It's
9
just...
out of 10 doctors agree.
It's so... I hate this graph so much, and for that, this paper gets disqualified.
Indeed.
So moving on.
Finish him.
I've got a few more, obviously. What have we got? Which one's up now?
Whew.
Let me just close some of these tabs.
Lookeraptor in from the Geobiota.
Oh wait, I'm not closing the tab. So there's just one picture for this, by which I mean there was one picture in the entire paper. Please don't be massive. Please don't be massive. Can you delete your XD, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a pretty concise graph. So you've all seen this Microraptor specimen, and they finally approached the weird gap in its wing feathers by pointing out that actually it's sequential molt. That the feathers are molting and being replaced out of not at the same time, so in sequence, one after the other. And what that means is it's something we see in modern birds. What it means is that Microraptor kept its wings throughout the year. There was no moment where it lost its wings, so it clearly, was dependent on them. Which is actually really interesting. So it's a cool paper. I can't say anything more than that, because it's very simple to the point. I think it's 4 pages. But it gets the point done.
This is interesting, so...
Yeah. So it's a simple paper. Nice, that's all I want from my papers. Simple, to the point. And what's up next? Because that's all I have to say about this one. The next paper is not loading. Oh my god, which one's up next? Oh, it appears to be the, yes, it is another Microraptorine. Microraptorine double whammy. And penultimate paper of these new ones. Wulong described, we're going way back, January of 2020. Wulong's very cool. It's very small. You can see there's a scale bar there that's like 3 centimeters, I believe. So that's a tiny animal. It's about a year of age or so. Oh wow, yes. But don't forget to draw the feathers at the tip. Okay, you kind of fucked that one up. The tail stops like here. And then these are just 2 very long feathers at the tip. Which see, the thing is, like, might there have been more feathers preserved? On the one hand, maybe. On the other hand, we've got very good feather preservation around the legs and arms. As you can see, you have both wings preserved. That's nice. So you'd think, oh, display feathers. But this thing's 1 year old. It's not fucking. It's a baby.
You ain't got no hose.
That's what happens when you pass the 80-minute mark in the episode. Yeah, basically. Armin, you're absolutely doing this in podcast from now on, by the way. Just saying.
Well, I'm fine with that, to be honest.
But yeah, so, what does it do? Nobody knows. End of story. Next. Okay, I won't end it there. But, yeah, it's very, very bizarre. And I have... Because, as they say in the paper, in living birds, ornamental feathers generally time to co-occur with sexual maturity. But yeah, it's unclear. Were they not ornamental? Which does beg the question, of course, might it simply be that there's like 17 feathers, but they're all stacked on top of each other? I don't know. What is it? Could it even be aerodynamic? Like, that'd be weird. But I don't know. Nobody knows. But
what the fuck is that? What are those wings?
Yeah, I mean, it's very distorted, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. It's a cool specimen. Oh, and the other interesting thing is, I first heard about it when someone told me that they were waiting for it to be published because they'd seen it, I think, some convention or something a while back, and they described it to me, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, this has already been published in the thesis. And I was like, oh yeah, this guy's doctorate thesis. Let me read it, and then 5 days later the paper drops. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool specimen. Opens up a lot of questions, but doesn't give a lot of answers, which I worry will make it suffer in the long run. And I kind of want to keep talking because I want Armin to finish his drawing.
I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Damn you and your drawing tablet.
So I'm pretty much done.
Okay. Wait. Don't delete it. Don't delete it. Just out of curiosity. Boom.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Last paper.
Double S.
Last paper, and this one's an interesting one. One we've already discussed, but not in detail, which is why it's going here and not in the section we're going to do in a moment, which is discussing the... Oh, I accidentally opened Cool Math Games. Let me try again.
What, you opened what?
Last.
I wanted to type Control-C, but I accidentally deleted the URL, paste C, and open Cool Math Games.
Nice.
So, this is osteohistological analyses reveal diverse strategies of theropod dinosaur body size evolution. Take that, car. This is a growth chart.
Nice.
So yeah, what this is an extensive breakdown of the growth curves in a dinosaur theropod bones. Dinosaurs, like trees and reptiles, give lines of arrested growth when they stop growing in the winter, and that's how. Yeah, basically. So you can see every year a pause every year when they stop growing. When they just pause growing in their growth, and then they'll develop an EFS at the end. And as you can see, there's an EFS, which is where they just stack up, and there's basically no more bone growth. You can see there in the T-Rex and in the Campanas carcharodontosaurid. The Campanas carcharodontosaurid being very interesting because that's a new taxon. It's a new taxon of carcharodontosaur. That's interesting because it's like 5 tons. It's, if you look it up, there's an abstract that defines it as a little bit more lightly built than most carcharodontosaurs. It's got, I think, longer legs and something. And it's a very big boy, obviously at 5 tons, and it's clearly diagnostic, and it's from the same formation as Mapusaurus. So you've got 2 giant carcharodontosaurs coexisting. So I can't wait, and that one's still currently being described, so I'm really looking forward to that one. We've already discussed a bit. Other taxa discussed are Tyrannosaurus rex, the CF Tyrannosaurus rex, namely BMRP 2006.4.4, which is PT, the Tyrannosaurus rex / quote-unquote Nan-Tyrannus. We've already mentioned about this. This is the biggest change because that one is used as key taxon in the growth curve of Thomas Carr, and this one's like, now it's about half as old as it was estimated there. Well, not really, 8 years old, plus some, obviously, resorbed growth lags at the center. That's the thing, you see we've lost a lot of growth lags, like Sue has lost quite a few. Obviously, he wasn't born with a 30 centimeter circumference femur. But yeah.
So.
And you've also got, although sadly they don't put it on the graph, you've got Creolophosaurus histology. Which is like, yes, Creolophosaurus, I forgot about that guy. When's those new specimens getting published? But yeah, overall it's a nice paper, but the most interesting thing is I'd suggest tracking down the supplementary info. Supplementary info is where it's at. I'd say that's kind of the one detriment of the paper, arguably, is that there's so much information, like all of that stuff about the CF Tyrannosaurus rex BMRP 2006.4.4 it's all in supplementary info. They have a big spiel about how both it and the Gorgosaurus, you see that there's 5 lags apparently, but if you go all the way around the bone, you'll notice they merge into one, and it's actually just one that's split up. So we're really overestimating dinosaur age in that regard. We might be. So there's a lot of interesting stuff, but it's only really discussed in supplementary info. So arguably a detriment is the supplementary info is way more interesting than the paper itself. And that ends the papers you suggested, with the exception of 3 papers that we've already covered. Does one of you guys want to take those? The Spectrovenator, Spinosaurus, and
mean, I feel like we just have to talk about them that extensively because we already did podcast episodes. People, we can just link them. People can watch them, and then
Yeah,
you
we'll
know.
link them. I mean, we'll discuss it. We'll discuss them anyways because we'll put them into the knockout round.
Yeah. We could talk about them during the knockout rounds.
Yeah.
So like Allosaurus Gimancini. Fuck all Allosaurus species except for Fragilus, Gimancini, and Europaeus. And
Yeah.
Gimancini is its own valid species. I think that's it.
Yeah. Yep. There's and it's only the skull. We're still waiting on a postcrania and a taxonomy paper from Daniel Chur.
And I think like Big L is referred to Gimancini. I think, right?
Yes.
Yes, you're Chuck Horner now.
Oh my god,
Okay.
I've miscalculated. Oh no, I haven't. Okay, good.
Let's Spinosaurus, a paddle tail. People arguing about the sail shape nowadays.
Yeah.
Some people.
Draw M shape just to spite specific people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone draw M shape, not for any reason, but to spite somebody.
Yes. And Spectrovenator, small boy, was killed by a falling sauropod. Really long head. Perhaps the oldest Apatosaur we have, if you don't count Apatosaurus, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, on that note, which one do we think is the best out of the three? Just so we can finish the because we're only selecting one for a knockout round. Which one makes it into the knockout round?
Difficult to say.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, like, Spinosaurus was easily the biggest deal, but at the same time, we are still far from done just because it keeps getting more chaotic. So, Gimancini is nice, but it's pretty much just an issue of splitting a species.
Yeah, that's nothing too big.
So I'm gonna say Spectrovenator because it's cool, and I think we won't hear from it in a while.
Counterpoint: Spectrovenator's fucking postcrania aren't even figured.
That's true.
Fair point.
I'm split on Spinosaurus or Spectrovenator. So,
same.
Well, if you guys are doing, I'm gonna put my vote in Spinosaurus over. Okay. Even though Spinosaurus, we know there's a lot more on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Spectrovenator didn't even figure that stuff.
Well, maybe they will in the next 10 years.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Spectrovenator also had a paddle tail. Who knows?
Ooh.
I'm going with Spinosaurus on this one.
All right. I can be a tiebreaker. Armin, what do you think?
I mean, I said as long as it's Gimancini. No offense to Gimancini fans.
I think I'll also say Spinosaurus, to be honest.
So Spinosaurus makes it into the knockout round.
Yeah.
So I won't share the list of the knockout round actually because I think that'll just get very complicated. Okay. Or I might actually no because we can write on it. I will just a second.
Yeah. Okay.
So Spinosaurus will enter in round 2.
It'd be funny if we did a Hunger Games, like the Hunger Games online things with all the papers.
So I created the list in Excel. Sorry about this if it doesn't look particularly nice, but that sounds like a you problem.
You should delete your layer and.
I did.
I mean, I can okay, good.
So Spinosaurus enters in round 2.
So right now, this
is the order. So top to bottom is where the two fight. It'll be quite an interesting battle for. Let's get ding ding ding.
So like this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But we can just cross them out. I think we can just cross them out rather than have to rewrite them. Bony sharks versus freshwater plesiosaurids. Right.
Bony sharks.
Bony sharks.
Bony sharks.
Yeah, bony sharks. That was cool. Okay.
It has a new genus. It does play more into evolution. Freshwater plesiosaurids is more just describe the specimen. So it's done and not really have much of a conclusion from that.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Thank you, guys.
All right, next up, macro predatory ichthyosaur versus Leptostauria.
Which one was Leptostomia again?
It's the long-beaked one.
The long beak as darkoid.
I mean, macropredatory ichthyosaur just wins.
Yeah.
Macropredatory
I mean,
ichthyosaur.
Leptostomia is cool and all, but it's still rather
But-
fragmentary and everything, so...
Yeah.
Ichthyosaur stuff.
If
especially
it's
the towel.
complete, it's very early, it really throws a whole wrench into the whole what is macropredatory and how
And
we
it just
consider that.
makes this animal so cool. You've got grip and tear. You've got all of this really cool stuff, all preserved.
Yeah.
It's snapshot.
And
like,
the paper really goes into detail of what
Exactly,
we have,
yeah.
and yeah, it goes, oh, it clearly hunted it because if it was a scavenger,
Ooh.
it wouldn't be that intact. Probably used it
Yeah.
like that, how it would have fed, etc., etc.
Calenzovermis versus Tanystrophius.
ooh, that's unfortunate. I was.
That's oh god, but man.
I'm gonna say Tanystrophius. I mean, in addition to being a new species, which is also very different, it's also the niche
The
participation.
niche partitioning, my god, yeah.
Partitioning, yes.
Its own new family.
Yeah, no, I love the
Oh.
niche partitioning.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry,
saying
Collins of
Tanystrophius.
Vermis is a new family, but they fucked up the first paper as well.
Well,
Like, they had to
yeah, but
publish an
that's
addendum.
kind of funny.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yes, but also, who are we to judge with our addendums?
Also very true.
Yeah,
Very
I'm sure
true.
going with sorry, Prehistorica.
I'm gonna say Collins of Vermis is out.
I'm
I
sorry,
was
little
hoping it
one.
would make it past round one, but that is just unfortunate.
It's-
Unlucky. Put
Yeah.
uh,
So what's up next?
Aaron? Colin versus human trackway.
I love how I just put no effort into the titles of these, so it's just like so Thomas Cullen, for instance, Cullen et al. Is the osteohistology, the last one we mentioned.
Yeah. Yep.
What
I think. Oh god. Sorry, human. The foot phylogeny, guys. Come on. The foot.
I'm
phylogeny,
sorry,
come
you're on
on.
trackways.
Yeah.
You're cool enough at the same time.
It's cool, but
All the memo guys are gonna be mad at us for choosing the T-Rex paper.
Well, it's
We
a
hate
Carcharodontosaur.
mammals.
The Carcharodontosaur though is cool because this
We
is like
hate
different
mammals.
growth strategies. This is a Carcharodontosaur that lived to be 50. I didn't even need to mention that.
That's true. Who cares? Sorry, mammal lovers, but we don't really like mammals here around here. We don't like your kind around these parts.
Okay. This one's interesting.
Wulong versus Triassic arms race.
So
Begin.
So we have the baby that fucks versus the whole literature.
he doesn't.
review
He
thing.
does not. That's the.
He has 0 hose.
I like how you said that in your announcer voice as well.
He has 0 hose.
Aren't you supposed to hype up the fighters, not put them down? In
At
the
least
right
it isn't a
corner,
literature
Wulong,
review.
the dinosaur without hose.
He don't need hose. He loves himself.
He has self-acceptance.
He accepts himself. All right.
This is
Thoughts?
This is interesting because they're two completely opposite papers. Triassic Arms
Yeah.
Race is a literature review providing some tentative answers and shedding some light on the situation, whereas Wulong is not a literature review, introduces a new specimen, and brings up a lot of questions. They're completely the opposite.
Oh god, this is an interesting one. It's so different. It's hard to.
It's so different. God, these are getting tough now. We got the easy ones out of the way, I think.
I'm tentatively going with Wulong, personally.
Yeah, honestly, I think that one left more of an impact on me. There's also a ton of figures in that paper. I didn't mention, like, it's a big ass paper, but it's like all figures. It's
Cal, before I...
Yeah, I agree. That's fine.
I'm sorry, Triassic Arms Race.
yeah. But the crown next to Wulong.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Wait. Fine, I guess you'll draw the crown.
Cal, do you want to announce the
Alright.
next two?
Afro Paper Jara versus Silosaurids as spatial ornithischians.
What do you think, Cal? Start us off.
Well, Afrotapejara is, Afrotapejara. I don't like it. I don't like their political opinions. I don't like what they stand for. Fragmentary, toxic. Silosaurids definitely, I think, win this one.
I'm with Silosaurids.
I'm with Pterosaurs, yeah. Weird that they
I'm
didn't include pterosaurs in the phylogeny, but if
Take that,
Afrotapejara,
pterosaurs.
if
You're bad.
Afrotapejara represents pterosaurs, understandable.
You wanna do the crown, Cal?
Where the
What?
fuck
It's in the
is
wrong
that?
place! It's in the wrong place, Cal! God damn it! You had one job.
It's a hard. It's a limit. Come on. All right. Finally, for round one, Micromolten versus Coloborinkidae.
What do you guys think?
This is an interesting one.
I think molting being preserved in Microraptor is more interesting than yet another phylogenetic overhaul. No offense.
But it's a fucking good review. Like, it's got pictures of everything.
It's a really good review.
It's a really good review. Like, you scroll down and every new page is like a taxon listed, its holotype, a description. It's like if Theropod Database was for Coloborinkidae was published and did its own phylogeny and had pictures.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. Like, it's not groundbreaking in itself, but it's a very well executed paper.
That's fair.
Micromolding, I would say, is more groundbreaking, but
at the same time, it's one picture. You have one figure in there.
A single figure, and it's like it's concise and it's to the point. But
Yeah.
Okay, so Coloborinkidae wins this one.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that.
I'm sorry, Micromolting. Well, at least one pterosaur paper moves on.
True. What? Put the crown next to Coloborinkidae and we can start the next one.
Alright.
Do we want a new Excel chart with the winners?
Yeah, make a new one.
Okay. Triceratops race is dead. Afrotapejara is dead. Micromolting is dead. Just give me a second because I have to like Control-C, Control-V all of this shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Busy cup. Guys, say something funny to pass the time.
Something funny.
This is the ad break, guys.
This is the ad break. Today we are sponsored by nobody. Follow Armin and me on Twitter. Not Akira though.
Oh, fuck off.
Too. No? I'm a dinosaur.
Okay, it is ready.
Shit.
What? What was that?
Hang on. My drawing is shit.
Oh, no, that's nice. That's nice.
Hang on.
What the fuck is that?
Sicilian.
Okay, guys, delete.
Get out of here. All right.
Delete the crown.
Delete the embargoed information.
Next.
Round
2. Begin.
I just realized I've mistyped shark this whole time.
Sharks. Left round. Bony sharks. Absolutely.
No. You gotta say it how it's written.
Bony sharks. Placoderm paper. Absolutely annihilating its opponent in the ring. How will it face against the micropredatory ichthyosaur? Begin.
Fuck, this is hard. No, it's not hard. Micropredatory ichthyosaur.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still with the Brachiosaur.
It's over the Ichthyosaur.
Sadly for bony sharks, macropredator ichthyosaur was a whole nother league above
It was macropredatory.
them.
Tanystropheus versus Cullen.
Ooh,
I'm
that
still
was a
with
terrible announcer
Tanystropheus.
voice.
You know what? For the fact that Cullen's supplementary info is more interesting than the paper itself, I'll agree with Tanystropheus.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sorry, Colin.
You did good, but
Yeah.
the supplementary information was the backbone of your entire paper, and it wasn't even your paper. Like the base paper.
Okay, so
Wulong versus Silosaurids basal ornithischians. Begin. So, this is an interesting one.
Phylogeny or specimen?
Phylogeny or specimen?
I'm saying
I know which one Joshua would
Phylogeny
go
on
for. I
this
can
one.
already hear Joshua like screaming at me about phylogenies, but how much he hates it.
And
I'm saying Phylogeny. I think like we have Wulong is cool and all, but at the same time we've got quite a
but
couple of interesting like
Silosaurids being
dinosaurs.
basal ornithischians is just big.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't put any pterosaurs in them.
Yeah, I think Wulong is we have it at this point. We are pretty used to weird feathered stuff. So
Especially
I think-
Microraptorines. I mean, yeah.
yeah. No offense, Wulong, you're cool, but
Not
Phylogeny
cool
wins
enough.
this one.
All right. And for the final round of round 2, Coloborhincanae versus Spinosaurus tail. Oh god, this is going to be a hard one. Begin.
So, what's bad about Spinosaurus tail is my question. The paper itself. What's bad about it? Like, yes, it still pedals like the M-shaped sail and all that. The stuff that's it has stuff that's that's uncertain that it treats as concrete.
That is true.
On the other hand, it doesn't. Yeah. But at the
There's
same
also
time,
that-
that's more omission of pointing out that it's uncertain rather than.
There's also the Hartman and Ibrahim drama.
Yeah, but I would say
Yeah, but
that's
it's not directly the paper.
Yeah, that's separate to the
Yeah.
paper,
That's not the paper's fault.
and that's
Something to
blown up a
consider.
lot by the internet, by Discord and Twitter communities. I
True,
think, rather than
true.
either of the parties actually.
It really wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Coloborhynchinae, on the other hand, it's just solid.
No, it's it's just a really good. It's just good.
It's a tough one though.
It's a tough one because, like, on the one hand, you know, people are gonna get mad at us for Spinosaurus if it should not get any further. At the same time,
Good.
Spinosaurus had so much hype that it almost feels unfair
Look.
to include.
Hate comments, and dislikes are still engagement, baby. Screw you. We're winning because of you.
People just gonna unsubscribe.
Spinosaurus tail. I'm knocking it out of the ring. Call me
Carol,
names if you want.
Fuck it, I
Thoughts
like
again?
figures of Phylogeny and Tropignathus. Give me the Coloborhynchinae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's 2 in favor of Coloborhynchinae. So
Are you? Would you prefer Spinosaurus?
I can't decide really.
Yeah, it was a very close one, I will say.
That was an underdog. That was a big underdog round.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, I think we can just
Ooh.
Yeah, we don't need a new one.
and we're gonna change color. I would say
Sure.
go with blue. So Macropedit, if you saw, oh, wait, no, Cal, it's yours. Sorry, my apologies.
What?
Announcer.
Oh. In the third round, macropredatory ichthyosaur versus Tanystropheus. Begin. Now this is an interesting. This is a very hard.
Like I just left your announcer voice immediately. Begin! Now, the interesting thing about this one, if you look closely,
This one. If you look closely. These are both marine reptile papers, and they're both very interesting papers.
they're both
One-
new
a whole new
specimens,
species.
or new analyses at least.
One's big on ecology, and one's
It's also
both are
kind of
big
big.
on
Both are
ecology.
both
Never
are
mind.
ecology.
Both are
Never
ecology.
mind, never mind.
Well, because
They're both-
the
they're
second
both-
one, however, does establish a new species in addition to that.
Yeah.
True. On the other hand, the first one is something eating something else, which is always cool.
That's one
Yeah,
big
same
thing
time-
eating another big thing.
Yes, but at the same time, I think Tanystrophes, it's just interesting because it kind of delves into how diverse Tanystrophes and its family really were, because it makes mention of aquatic Dinocephalosaurus, it has the semi-aquatic ambush, Tanystrophes, Hydroides, and the crab-eating one. So,
Counterpoint, all of these are inferred rather than direct evidence.
That is true.
that was a fair.
The macropredatory ichthyosaur is direct evidence of
It's
it trying
literally just right in there.
and it kind of it's like starting to revolutionize the idea of what a macro predator actually can be.
Yeah.
But at least it defeats the stigma we always have, because
Yeah.
it does match how in modern days sperm whales, not sperm whales, orcas, for example, have a similar tooth setup and are still macro predators, which has
Indeed.
kind of been meh. It's
So-
difficult.
Well, we can put this to a vote.
That's a good
How?
thing. Like,
we are
because
three people that can't decide.
No, we are 3 people if we each pick one. But yeah.
Yeah,
We
you
can
can
vote.
we can tiebreaker this easily because there's 3. So what do you? I'm undecided right now. This is
we
very
can
hard.
tiebreaker this easily. I'm undecided right now.
But
I'm going with Tanystrophes. So,
Yeah, A for Armin. I don't see that backfiring.
um.
There we go.
Kiro,
Oh wait, yeah, I care if it doesn't start with AR either.
arm.
Well, depending on who you ask. The fact that I've not agreed with you on Tanystrophes makes me want to go Macropredatory Ichthyosaur. So I'm going Macropredatory Ichthyosaur.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
All right. Okay. This is up to me then.
It's up to you, yes.
Let me think. So on one hand, we have a whole new species of Tanystrophes that really. How big a thought it would be.
Oh, we got a tiebreaker. That's easy.
There we go. So on one end, we have macropredatory ichthyosaur. Oh God, this is an interesting one.
So you have a bad ichthyosaurs.
All right.
Can I
I
also point
think-
out that all of the suggestions so far are just one person's fish boys?
Doesn't matter. All right. So
Got exactly
at
what you
the
wanted.
end of the day, okay. The new species of Tanystrophes, I think, just the whole new species, and while it is inferred, it is pretty likely, pretty agreeable that probably is happening. I think I'm gonna give it to Tanystrophes.
Damn
I'm
you!
sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I can't even say how, because Macropredator Ichthyosaurus was one of mine, so it's like seeing the 2 children I liked fight.
Like that.
Does that happen to you often?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. For the semifinals.
Put OB after R, so we know you guys voted for it.
Oh yeah.
OB.
Obama. I mean, That's just your name now, Cal.
Who's Obama?
Who's this
My Obama, my
also?
Kalama cow, or my Nick? Which one is it?
I mean, if you put yeah, Nick,
Yeah. All right.
whatever you want.
Silosaurids.
Oh wait, why am I white?
What?
Coloborhynchinae. Arob.
Yes.
All right. What do you guys think about this one? Both phylogeny. I mean, no, one phylogeny.
No, both phylogeny.
Phylogeny.
Yeah, actually.
Get rid of funk bit, please.
It was necessary.
Where's our fucking squiggle there? There we go.
All right. What do you guys think about these two?
I don't know.
I mean, you've been the big global ranking supporter so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna
pterosaur
say
phylogeny is so fucking up in the air. It's just gonna, or it won't matter in the end.
I'm gonna say Silosaurids.
I'm gonna say Silosaurids as well, I think.
Yeah.
Obama?
It didn't even matter.
Obama,
All right, yeah,
what were you
I
gonna
agree.
say?
No. I actually agree with Silosaurids.
Take away their crowns now.
Take away your crown.
No, leave the crowns. We can add a big crown at the end.
Yeah,
True.
but with the semi-final, quarterfinalists, semi-finalists. No.
These are the finals.
Yeah.
Akira, these are the finals.
And these are the
Oh,
finals. All the marbles.
Catastrophius versus Silosaurids as basic ornithischians. Begin.
Ah, shit.
Bow, no, 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 no. Bow, 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 bow. I wish we could play some like royalty free like epic boss battle music.
I'll just get the accordion guy music.
Boss battle. music.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Hang on.
Oh my god, is there?
all right,
I'm gonna look it up.
No, you're not getting away. You have to choose a winner.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking it up. I'm still here.
yeah, no, we're still here. We need boss music while we like play, while we like decide.
We don't have. Let me just pause this to invite Rhythmbot in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there is. There's a
Let's
Mortal Kombat theme accordion cover.
Yeah,
music.
I think I've pressed one. I'm gonna put it in the podcast notes, I guess.
Yeah. Yep, same. Okay, so time to break the deadlock.
What do you guys think? These are both pretty big.
We're about to hit 2 hours as well for this episode.
Jeez. Okay.
What do we think? Grand finale. Still a better 2 hours than Wonder Woman.
I. All right. What are you guys thinking? This is a very, very hard decision for me.
It's a tough one.
On one hand, new species of Tanistropheus. On the other hand, Silosaurids being basal.
Okay, counterpoint. I think Tanistropheus should win because
No Pterosaurus.
no, but Silosaurids as basal ornithischians is not new. It's a very good and very well supported. It's the first whole study, but it's not new.
It's been hypothesized.
It's been hypothesized, I think, several times this decade. So this is just a fairly solid one. It's all the Silosaurids, but it's still just a culmination. Whereas Tanistropheus, I think, is just that's novel, and it's just really in depth. And I don't think we'd have it without. Oh, and there it goes. I mean, Armin's not gonna say anything.
Nope.
I mean, yeah, I pretty much decided already, but I can agree with that.
Tanistropheus.
Did not expect that winner going in, but wow. Tanistropheus for totally objective. Best paper of 2020.
Yes. If you disagree, you are wrong. And you're bad. We will block you on Twitter.
But yeah, no, I mean, obviously, just to reiterate, this is an entirely subjective, tongue-in-cheek Mortal Kombat. All of the 16 papers you guys saw were good. Well, no, it was 17. All of the 17 suggestions, and then there were another 2 suggestions, but all the 17 suggestions were. No, we've yeah.
Don't take it too seriously, guys. But it is objective, and it is fact.
What the hell is that?
It's Tanistropheus wearing the crown.
Oh, that's its body and like before the.
It's perspective.
I like how you've basically just drawn like the alternative interpretation is it has no body. That's just a head, tail, and the telson of a scorpion.
It's more vinegar. It's more vinegar-esque, if anything.
Oh.
So there you have it, folks.
Yeah, 2020 in paleontology. Brief rundown. Obviously, it's not a this year in no paleo rewind or anything like that. But
Yeah, we didn't copy anybody.
I mean, we did this last year as well. And anyways, this
Yeah.
the choice, with the exception of that little segment at the beginning, the choices were not ours. You guys suggested these, and thank you, because a lot of these papers, I at least a few of them, I would not have looked at otherwise. So I think this is something we could definitely do in future.
Yeah.
And let us
well,
know if you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Let us know
Let
what
us
you
know
think
you
of the new
enjoyed it.
format as well of the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I fucking like this.
Like,
Honestly,
subscribe.
it's where it comes off as this professional, but my god, it was fun.
Yeah.
You say less professional, but my god, some of the drawings, that Wulong was...
That was really good.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
It adds like a whole new level to the thing.
Personality, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just a picture, and then we go to another picture.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
yeah,
think
tell
we'll
us-
wrap up this episode
us-
now. We've hit 2 hours, I believe. Probably.
Yeah. Tell us what you think about the new format, about our decision.
Yeah.
If
Our
if
Twitter,
you agree,
our Twitter's in the description for when we do the next one.
if you agree, like it. If you do disagree, still like it.
But tell us why.
Yeah, but tell us why you didn't think Tannis Europeans didn't
And if you
win.
liked it, tell us why as well.
Yes.
Because we need the
Yeah.
engagement.
Just talk to us.
And like and subscribe, subscribe. Hit that bell notification.
Yeah.
It really helps out the channel.
And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you all for watching. And
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, I guess, please.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. So let's
Retroactively, I suppose.
let's not jinx it, but let's hope for a good one.
Yeah.